Doctor's granddaughter. Now, in the original series, the first Doctor, William Hartnell, had a granddaughter who he left on Earth because he said life in the TARDIS was too dangerous for a young lady, and he'd someday come back for her. Now, I don't understand him having a granddaughter because later, to explain the actor change, they made up regeneration and they revealed he was really a two-hearted alien who could make himself young again. And I'm going to make another video on that, but basically the problem I have is that Time Lord ages 10 times slower than a human being, so if he were in like his 40s or 50s to have been with a woman to produce an offspring to make him a granddaughter, it would have been like 300 years before this, because the current Doctor is like 900, so he must have been like 800, which is why he would look so old, because he would be like in their equivalent of 80s. So that makes sense, but whoever he hooked up with would have had to be like 300 years ago, and they would be much too old to produce him a daughter unless he just came back in time to raise that granddaughter. But he waited 300 years to go back in time and raise his own granddaughter? Really? Another explanation that I looked into was the episode The Doctor's Daughter, where the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, touches a machine that produces him a test tube baby, and I considered, she could have just went back in time to the 60s. She could have obviously met the first Doctor, and maybe she left her child to him or something, I don't know. Well, that would sort of make sense, except that's with the assumption that she has access to time travel. So it still doesn't add up. And the 10th Doctor, when he thought she was shot, he was like crying and stuff, when later it was revealed that she was a Time Lord like him and she could partially regenerate. That's also complicated, giving the loose rules on half-time lords like River Songs and, well, maybe even the Doctor, but yes, I do believe the Eye of Harmony was lying to the Master in that movie. Now, besides from that, she would have had to go back in time, and if the Doctor right now is in continuity of the timeline of the old Doctor, which we have done in countless references and guest appearances by the old characters, then that would mean he would already know about her coming back because he would remember it. So he would already know about her coming back from the future and being alright. He wouldn't be crying. So that doesn't add up later, and that doesn't add up later either. It just doesn't even make sense. So, if anyone has any idea where the Doctor's daughter came from, please leave it in the comments. I would like to know how he ended up with the granddaughter and what happened to her since he left her on Earth. And if this character is even in continuity with the current Doctor Who show. And no, I do not have a girlfriend.